Rock bottom. In that moment, Alex didn't know it. But hitting rock bottom is often the first step toward a comeback that no one sees coming. Days blurred together in a haze of anxiety and self-doubt. And every night was haunted by the question, am I failing? Is this all my life will ever be? Most people give up here. They see failure as permanent, as a mark that can't be erased. But rock bottom isn't the end. It's the starting line for a life-changing comeback. For Alex, the turning point didn't come from a motivational speech or sudden windfall. It came from a quiet, almost invisible realization. Things had to change. And the change had to start from within. One simple question sparked the shift. What if I'm capable of more than I think? Even in despair, there's a tiny spark of possibility, flickering quietly, waiting to ignite. For Alex, that spark came from small, unexpected moments. A stranger's advice, a book picked up at a library, a fleeting memory of childhood dreams. They were subtle, almost laughably simple. But they challenged everything Alex believed about failure and limitation. And that's where the story gets interesting. Because the choices made in the following days began a chain reaction that would transform everything. The first step was almost invisible. A quiet decision to refuse defeat, to show up despite fear and doubt. Small opportunities that had been overlooked before started to appear. A free online course, a local workshop, casual conversations with people who had faced similar struggles. Each one seemed insignificant, but slowly momentum built. Knowledge replaced fear, connections replaced isolation, and hope began to creep back in. Turning points rarely look heroic from the outside. They're quiet, almost invisible choices. But these small, consistent actions, learning, reaching out, practicing, showing up, stack on top of each other until suddenly, life notices. For Alex, one small action led to another. A late-night practice session on a hobby-turned-side hustle. A conversation with a mentor planted the seeds of a new career path. Every no became motivation, every setback a lesson, and every small win a reminder, I'm not finished yet. The shift didn't come from luck or rescue. It came from embracing discomfort, facing fears, and refusing to let failure dictate the future. Then came the moment that marked the true beginning of the comeback. A small opportunity, a project, a chance to showcase skills. Seemed risky, even impossible. But Alex leaned in. That bold decision, fueled by determination and every lesson learned in the hard days, set the stage for a transformation that would astonish everyone, including Alex. What followed wasn't an overnight miracle, but relentless persistence. Nights were long, days exhausting, yet every small victory felt like fuel. Projects that once seemed out of reach became tangible results. Clients noticed the effort, mentors offered guidance. And the ripple effect began. Success after hardship isn't about luck. It's about consistency when no one is watching. Every late night, every skill honed, every lesson from failure compounds into something powerful. Alex's comeback wasn't just personal. It began to inspire others. Friends who had doubted, colleagues who moved on, even strangers online started noticing the transformation. The person who once stared at an empty fridge and questioned their worth was now building a life full of purpose, achievement, and influence. But the real triumph wasn't external, it was mindset. Alex learned that life's worst moments don't define you. Your response does. Every failure became a lesson, every setback a stepping stone, and every hard day a reminder that resilience isn't optional. It's essential. The journey continued. Opportunities grew, confidence flourished, and a life that once seemed impossible became reality. The most inspiring part? The humility and gratitude Alex carried through it all, reminding that every success was rooted in the struggles and determination it took to rise again. The ultimate twist. This comeback wasn't just returning to where Alex started. It was surpassing it. Rock bottom gave clarity, the turning point gave momentum, and the comeback gave triumph. Alex became unstoppable not because life became easier, but because determination, wisdom, But relentless action turns struggle into strength. If you're struggling right now, remember this. The darkest moments can spark the brightest transformations. Every setback hides a lesson, every failure hides potential. And every ending is just the beginning of something greater. Alex's story proves that comebacks aren't reserved for a lucky few. They're possible for anyone willing to take the first step, embrace the struggle, and rise higher than they ever imagined. So ask yourself, what would your comeback look like if today, nothing, not even rock bottom, could stop you?